As the time of your presentation approaches, your heart starts racing, your hands get sweaty, and you tell yourself, please end this. But you don't give up. With courage, you step onto the stage in front of your classroom. Everyone's eyes are on you. The slides are up and the presentation begins. And you suddenly find yourself going blank. That's the nightmare most students live through. Be honest, what's more scarier? Failing an exam or standing in front of your classrooms for a presentation? For most students, it's the presentation. Even in my last year of university, I find many students who are shaking, stuttering, fumbling up words, and ruining their presentation. But the truth is, it doesn't have to be that way. Over the years, I implemented few rules that elevated my presentation level. Because of this, when I give presentations, professors, classmates actually listen to me, and in group presentations, they choose me for the opening. So let's get started. The first main thing is preparation. Preparation is everything. The will to succeed is important, but what's more important is the will to prepare. That's how exactly presentations work. Usually, when we know that we are unprepared, we feel nervous and we mix up words, fumble. But if you're prepared, rehearsed, and structured in your points, you can walk in with confidence. Of course, after dozens of presentation, you can actually skip this step, but for beginners, it's key that you actually prepare. But don't complicate things. The first step is knowing your material. Remember key points, and most importantly, don't memorize. It comes off as less confident when you do that. Practice out loud in front of a mirror or someone else. This will actually help you in the long run. Reading silently is not practice. Our brain works differently when we say things out loud. So practice. The first 2 times you might fumble. By the 3rd time you will actually grasp the material. By the 5th time you will have fluency, and after that, when you get onto the stage, you will have no issues, because on the actual day your brain will actually know the script, so you'll be less nervous when you give the presentation. The key is not to aim for perfectionism but familiarity. Secondly, for slides, structure them clearly. Use modern infographics, big pictures, bold fonts to point out your words. Most students will cram every information in their slides, so don't do that. Like I said before, you have to know your materials. Just reading from the slides won't be enough, and break the bad habit before it ruins your presentation. Also, pro tip, use Canva. They have many free slides that you can use for free. The main thing is not to spend too much time fussing over the slides. I have seen people with bad slides giving phenomenal presentation, but you will not be able to go onto the stage and fumble your words with nice looking slides. So don't fuss over them too much. Another thing is body language and voice. It's very important you focus on these things. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will not forget what you made them feel. That's the essence of body language and presentation. Your classmates will probably forget 70 to 90% of what you gave in the presentation, but they will remember that how confident you looked when giving that presentation. So you have to look confident and sound engaging so that you can make them listen. I remember giving a group presentation about a local soft drink brand, and my teammates kind of fumbled a bit. But when I got onto the stage, I spoke in a confident manner, I sounded engaging, and my professors and classmates actually listened to me. So in some way, presentation is kind of like acting. You have to act in a way that gives off the impression that you actually know what you are saying. Even if you make mistakes regarding your presentation, it won't matter much. Trust me. I have given some presentations, and I also saw some presentations where speakers didn't know what they're speaking about, but they just looked confident and engaging enough that professors and others ignored their mistakes. Eye contact is important, but don't make it a staring contest. So don't just look at a certain direction. Look around, left, right, center. Don't just stare at your notes either. The main thing is speak in a way as if you are having a group conversation. So look around, smile a bit, and it will get easy in the long run. Body positioning, hand gestures, movement are also key in presentation. For body positioning, I recommend moving less or even standing in the same position. So ground your feet, lock your hips, and give your presentation. Don't do that weird movement of shifting your weight from one foot to another. It looks weird and unprofessional. You can also give presentation while moving, but for beginners, I usually recommend keeping it simple and just focusing on other things. As for upper body, I recommend being as much animated as possible. Your hands are part of the story, so don't keep them by your side. Move them naturally. Emphasize your points, give gestures, point out things from the audience, because that way you will look much more confident while giving your presentation. And also, sometimes you will have to rest your hands, so you can either choose some of them. You can put one of your hands in your pockets and other to emphasize your points, or you can also keep your hands like this while presenting. This looks much more professional, but it can kind of come off a bit too much. You can also keep something in your hands, maybe your phone, your wallet, or even your glasses. Also, a marker might work as well. So find things to keep things in your hand, because it will free up some of the things that you need to worry about. Voice control is another thing. So be loud. Don't speak in a quiet manner, because if you speak quietly, it will look as if you don't know your stuff. So what do I mean by this? I'm not saying that you have to fasten your paces and say everything in a fast manner. No, I'm saying that you have to be loud, but at the same time keep your pacing slow, because that way you will actually be able to emphasize every word and make people actually listen to you. So these are the main points that over the years I've seen myself improving, and I hope this helps you as well. Confidence isn't the absence of fear, it's how you carry yourself in spite of it.